My beloved child, quiet your heart and hear me in this gentle solemnity. Not every moment in your life carries the same weight. There are days that pass like an ordinary stream, but there are also moments marked by heaven, open not only for you to see, but for you to step into. Such opportunities do not come as daily routines, nor do they repeat themselves according to your will. They are like a door that lights up in a particular season, and when I call you to walk through it, what I desire from you is not hesitation, not negotiation, not waiting until everything is perfect, but a heart that recognizes my voice and responds in trust. Many times, you have thought that if you missed today, tomorrow would still be there. If this time you were not ready, I would open the same door again. If you delayed a little longer, everything would still wait for you. But my child, there are things that belong to a season. There are calls tied to a specific time, an encounter, a decision, a turning point. And if you keep standing outside as an observer, that door will close. Not because I am cruel, but because the flow I have ordained does not stand still to accommodate your delay. I am kind, I am patient, I am full of mercy. But my kindness does not mean you may remain asleep forever before the things I am doing. There are moments when I touch your life with a strange clarity. You feel something within you awaken. Something in you knows that this is not a coincidence, not a passing thought, not a temporary emotion. That is when I am placing an invitation before you. Perhaps that invitation is not loud. Perhaps it is not surrounded by trumpets or radiant light. Sometimes it comes only as a very gentle prompting. Forgive, leave, begin, speak the truth, release the old, return. Step into the place you have feared for so long. Yet those quiet invitations sometimes carry the weight of an entire new season. If you take them lightly, you may miss not only an action but a turn in the road that I prepared to bring you closer to my purpose. Remember the blind man named Bartimaeus, sitting by the roadside when he heard that Jesus was passing by. To others, it was merely a crowd moving through the city. To him, it was the moment heaven drew near to his life. He did not know whether that opportunity would ever return. He did not wait for the crowd to grow quieter, did not wait to be approved, did not allow the rebuking voices to silence him. He cried out from the place of his lack, cried out with all the faith he had left, and in that very moment mercy stopped before him. Do you see? If he had remained silent out of fear of being judged, if he had delayed because he thought tomorrow would still be there, if he had allowed the voice of the world to become louder than the sacred opportunity before him, he might have remained by the roadside with his eyes still darkened. But he recognized his moment, and he did not let it pass by. I tell you this so you will understand that some opportunities do not wait for your confidence to grow. They come to awaken your obedience. There will be moments when you do not have all the answers, all the guarantees, or a detailed map for the road ahead, but you will have my voice. And my voice is enough for you to step forward. Do not allow perfectionism to become a holy garment concealing fear. Do not say that you are waiting for a better time, while deep inside, you know I am calling you now. Do not demand that I make everything clear before you agree to believe, for there are paths that only light up when your foot touches the ground. My beloved child, moments touched by me often carry a solemnity that your heart can recognize. They make it impossible for you to keep living as before. They make you restless in the face of delay, no longer at peace with compromise, no longer comfortable in the place that once felt familiar. That is not instability meant to frighten you. It is an inner bell reminding you that the old season is closing and the new thing is standing at the threshold. When I stir you in this way, Do not be quick to silence it. Do not hurry to cover it with busyness, entertainment, excuses, or the opinions of others. Bring your heart near to me and ask, "Father, what do you want me to step into?" And when you know, go. There are graces that come into your life like seeds given at the proper sowing season. If you keep holding the seed in your hand because you fear the soil is too dry, fear the rain has not yet come, fear others will mock your field, the sowing season may pass. The seed may still remain, but the timing will be different. I do not want you to live in regret because you held too tightly to what should have been sown. I do not want you to stand years later looking back and realize that what you called not ready was actually fear dressed in the clothing of wisdom. I want you to stay awake. I want you to treasure the moments when I draw near, with an invitation that will not repeat itself in the same way. But do not misunderstand me. I do not say this to plant panic in you, as though you must chase every door, every offer, every strong feeling. No, you must discern. Not every opportunity that glitters comes from me. Not every urgency is obedience. The pressure that drives you into panic often does not carry my breath, but a true sacred moment will draw you closer to purity, closer to truth, closer to courage, closer to surrender. It may make you tremble, but it will not cause you to lose your direction. It may require you to let go, but it will not pull you into darkness. It may lead you out of the familiar, but deep within, there will still be a thread of peace guiding you. Therefore, learn to live with your ears open to my voice. Do not allow your heart to grow so heavy that when I pass by, you fail to recognize me. Do not allow bitterness, weariness, or indifference to lull you to sleep in the hour of visitation. There are encounters I arrange. There are reminders I send. There are doors I open only in a season. There are small decisions that carry a very long echo. An apology at the right time can save a connection from withering. A departure at the right time can keep you from many years of wandering. A quiet act of obedience at the right time can open a road you have never imagined. A single yes in my hands can become the seed of an entire new harvest. My child, do not wait until everything becomes easy before you step. Do not demand to see the whole picture before you believe I am painting it. Do not allow hesitation to steal from you what only blooms in the appointed time. When I call, respond. When I open, step forward. When I warn, step back. When I place a holy opportunity before you, cherish it as something given from heaven, not as an ordinary option you can ignore and take back at will later. Today, I do not come to frighten you, but to awaken you. I want you to live alert, deep, and able to recognize the milestones I place along the path of your life. Those moments may not repeat themselves in the same form, but if you step into them with trust, they will open things far greater than what you first saw. Let your obedience become quicker than your fear. Let your heart become more sensitive than the noise of the world. Let your faith rise when a moment touched by me appears. For there are moments that carry seeds of eternity, and when you receive them with a surrendered heart, I will turn your small step into the beginning of a season that even you cannot fully measure. My beloved child, do not be quick to view your painful days as a sentence. Do not let your heart believe that every time you shed tears, it is a sign that I am distant, or every delay is proof that I have rejected you. I do not come to you as one who only knows how to place heaviness upon your shoulders. I am your Father, the one who sees the deepest hidden places within you, the one who knows what must be healed, what must be removed, what must be renewed before you can enter the season I have prepared. There are things you call suffering that I call cleansing. There are things you call chaos that I call rearrangement. There are things you call loss that I call pruning, so new life may spring forth. You only see the wound of the present, but I see the glorious shape being formed in you through every season of refining. I know you have often asked within your heart why everything could not be gentler, why you have had to pass through dry fields, why you have had to wait so long while others seem to have already stepped into their portion. But my child, do not measure my love by the speed at which your circumstances change. I am not in a hurry with what concerns you, because I am not building something temporary. A tree that wants to grow high must have roots that go deep into the soil, and those roots are unseen as they quietly spread downward in the darkness. In the same way, there are seasons when I bring you into hidden places, not to forget you, but to deepen your foundation. If I gave you a new season while your inner life was still ruled by fear, pride, dependence, impatience, and unhealed wounds, then the very thing meant to be a blessing could become a burden that breaks you. So when I allow certain branches in your life to be cut away, do not think I am making you poorer. A wise gardener does not prune because he hates the tree, but because he knows which branches are draining strength without bearing fruit, which ones are dry within, and which ones must be removed so the tree can become stronger in the next season. There are connections you once clung to that no longer bring life. There are habits you once considered normal that have quietly drawn your heart away from peace. There are desires that once appeared beautiful in your eyes, yet within them were motives that needed to be purified. When I take away, I am not stealing something good from you. I am freeing you from what cannot go with you into the place where I am about to lead you. Pruning may make you feel empty for a season, but that very emptiness is the place where I sow new seeds. Remember, Noah, in the days before the great flood, when I told him to prepare the ark, many likely saw only something strange, slow, and difficult to understand. Day after day, he built piece by piece, while the sky still looked normal, while others continued living as though nothing was about to happen. That preparation was not glamorous, not celebrated, and did not bring applause. But when the storm truly came, what had been built quietly in obedience became the place that preserved life. Do you see? I do not always remove you from every storm before it forms. Often I teach you to build within before the storm arrives. I prepare in you endurance, alertness, discernment, and obedience, so that when the waters rise, you will not be swept away by what causes others to panic. The storms in your life do not always come to destroy. Some storms reveal the true foundation of a house. Some storms sweep away dust that has covered the road for too long. Some storms help you recognize what is fragile, what is lasting, who truly stands with you, and where your real refuge is. If every day were calm, you might mistake comfort for maturity. If every prayer were answered immediately according to your desire, you might mistake me for a tool that serves your wishes instead of the Father who leads you into true life. Therefore, I allow difficult seasons, not to make you collapse, but to draw you out of your old shell, so you no longer live by temporary emotions, but learn to stand firm in deep trust. Do not be afraid when you see everything around you being turned upside down. Sometimes the chaos you see is only a sign that I am rearranging the order. When a room is being cleaned, before it becomes bright, things may be moved around, dust may rise, and old items may be carried out. You look at that process and see disorder, but I see a space being prepared for something new. Your life is the same. There are things I must move out of their old places. There are things I must bring into the light. There are areas I must touch, even though you once tried to lock them away. True transformation is not merely me placing an outer layer of peace upon you. It is me going to the root, renewing the way you think, the way you love, the way you wait, the way you choose, and the way you see yourself in my eyes. I know there are days when you grow so weary that you only want to ask me to stop every process. You want peace now, answers now, a way out now, restoration now. I understand that. But my beloved, if I only soothe the pain without healing the source, you will hurt again in the same place. If I only open a door for you to escape pressure without strengthening your heart, you will carry the old weakness into the new space. If I only give you what you want without preparing you to steward it, it will not remain long in your hands. Therefore, I do not only save you from circumstances, I also save you from the parts within you that could pull you back into old cycles. This is why refinement sometimes takes longer than you expected. I do not do halfway what I have begun in you. Let me remind you that gold is not purified by praise, but by fire. Precious fragrance does not arise unless the jar of oil is opened. A seed does not sprout if it remains whole upon the surface of the ground. There are things within you that are only born when the old shell is allowed to break. There is courage that only appears after the times you thought you could not take another step. Yet I lifted you up again. There is wisdom formed only after you realize that not every voice is worthy of trust. There is humility that grows only when you stop needing to be seen in order to know you have value. There is holy strength forged in places where no one applauds, yet I am still there, patiently lighting every part within you. So do not curse your season of preparation. Do not see delay as your enemy. Do not call pruning abandonment. Do not see the storm as the final sentence. I am working in the things you do not yet understand. I am using even tears, waiting, silence, loss, and change to bring you closer to the image I saw in you from the beginning. You are not being destroyed. You are being formed. You are not being forgotten. You are being prepared. You are not being punished. You are being refined so you can carry something greater without losing yourself. Remain still in my hands, even when the process is still painful. Trust me when old branches fall. Trust me when the sky gathers clouds. Trust me when you cannot yet see the new season appearing. One day, you will look back and realize that what once made you cry became the place where I taught you to stand firm. What once made you tremble became the place where I forged courage in you. What once looked like an ending opened a beginning that was purer, deeper, and more enduring. I do not waste your pain. I do not abandon you in the storm. I am in the midst of every process, and when I finish, you will come out not only rescued from the old, but prepared to carry the new season with a heart made bright, made steady, and covered by my love. I know you once tried to go back. You missed what was familiar, missed the feeling of belonging, missed the promises that once made your heart shine. You told yourself that just one more time, just one more conversation, just one more knock at the door, perhaps everything would change. But my child, not everything that was once familiar is still permitted to remain in your life. There are doors that once closed are no longer a cold refusal, but a loving boundary. And I do not merely close them and leave you standing there alone. I also send watchmen from heaven to guard that boundary, so that what does not belong to life cannot easily return to pull you away. You may not see the angels standing at the threshold, but what you cannot see does not mean it is not there. Some of the greatest protections take place where your eyes cannot reach. Remember Balaam, on the road he was determined to take, even though my heart had warned him. He thought he was moving toward an opportunity, thought that the road ahead needed only a little more cleverness to bring him gain. But my angel stood in the path, holding a sword to block what he did not perceive. The donkey saw what human eyes did not, and that obstruction was not meant to destroy him, but to stop him from walking deeper into error. Do you see? Sometimes what frustrates you, what slows you down, what suddenly makes the path you want difficult, is actually mercy standing between you and danger. If I do not stop you, you may call it favor. But if I do stop you, you call it disappointment. Learn to see differently, my child. Some hindrances are grace clothed in silence. When you try to reopen what I have closed, you are not only trying to recover an old opportunity, you are stepping over a boundary I placed to protect you. You think you are merely trying one more time, but in the hidden realm, you are placing your foot outside the covering. Do not take that lightly. A door closed by me is not a lifeless object. It is a marker of discernment. It tells you that that season has ended, that connection has been warned against, that path is no longer safe, and what I want from you now is not force, but trust. If you keep using your own strength to break the lock, you may step back in, but you will not carry my peace with you. You may regain what you wanted, but lose the rest I gave. You may win in the eyes of the world, while something within you begins to crack, because you have moved far from my voice. I do not want you to blame me, because you no longer see miracles in the place I told you to leave. There are times when you cry out for me to rescue you, yet you yourself return to the very place I pulled you from. There are times when you ask me to heal you, yet you still open your heart to the same source that wounded you. There are times when you ask why peace does not remain, yet you walk through the door. Heaven was guarding to keep you from disorder. My beloved child, I am merciful, but I am also holy in my leading. I can forgive when you return, lift you up when you stumble, and bring you out once more. But I want you to mature until you no longer call stubbornness faith, no longer call obsession love, no longer call returning to danger loyalty. There are miracles you do not recognize, because they do not take the form you expected. You hoped I would open a door, but the miracle was that I kept it closed. You hoped I would bring someone back, but the miracle was that I widened the distance so you could breathe. You hoped I would restore a circumstance, but the miracle was that I detached you from it before it swallowed your joy. You hoped I would make someone else change, but the miracle was that I renewed the way you see, so you no longer call dependence love, no longer call chaos attachment, no longer call familiarity a sign of destiny. Recognize my kindness even in what has been blocked. Not every closure is loss. Many times it is heaven placing a shield before you. I know obedience, when a door is closed, is not easy. It requires you to release what you imagined, the story you wrote in your heart, the future you once held close. But I do not take the false from you to leave you empty. I clear the way so the true can have room to enter. I do not close a door to imprison you in darkness. I close it to guide you toward a path of cleaner light. When you stop standing there weeping before what is no longer open, you will begin to hear my voice ahead of you. When you stop trying to go back, you will realize I was never standing behind that door. I am going before you, calling you into a place broader, healthier, and more aligned with what I have placed within you. So stop beating your hands against the door I have sealed with wisdom. Stop asking me to bless the road I have warned you about. Stop negotiating with what has been revealed as no longer safe. Place your heart under my guidance, even while your emotions still grieve. Trust that the angels sent forth are not only sent to open roads, but also to block roads when danger lies ahead. Thank me for the times you were held back, for canceled meetings, for invitations that did not work out, for connections that dissolved, for plans that collapsed before you placed your whole life into them. One day, when you look back with eyes made clear, you will no longer ask why I closed the door. You will bow your head and understand that where you thought there was an ending, I had raised a wall of protection. Where you thought there was disappointment, I had sent heavenly guardianship. Where you thought you had lost something, I had preserved you from what could have drawn you far from me. Keep moving forward, my beloved child. Do not go back and break the fence of love. Ahead of you, I am still opening a path where my peace can walk with you. There are times when you look around and see that the walls protecting you seem thinner than before. Places that once gave you a sense of safety suddenly feel fragile. People who once said they would stand with you now make your heart hesitate. Circumstances that once seemed stable begin to shake like a house facing a great wind, and in that trembling, you wonder whether I am still near, whether my hand still covers your life, whether what I once sanctified in you is now under threat. My child, hear me. Outward fragility is not proof of my absence. Sometimes I allow you to see the weakness of what you once relied on, so you may know that your true refuge has never been stone walls, status, people, praise, or your own control. Your true refuge is me. I did not promise you that every wind would stop blowing before it touched the roof of your house. I did not say that no poisonous words would ever be spoken. No wicked plans would ever be formed. No jealous eyes would ever turn towards you. But I speak to you with the certainty of the one who rules over every moment. Nothing is permitted to cross the boundary I have set unless I allow it. Others may raise their hands, but they cannot decide the outcome. They may scheme, but they cannot rewrite what I have ordained. They may whisper in the darkness, but the darkness cannot hide them from my eyes. What I have set apart is not in human hands. What I have marked cannot be erased by anyone's envy, slander, or schemes. Remember Daniel in the lion's den. Before he was thrown into that terrifying place, there were people secretly plotting, using the law to trap an upright man. They did not come with swords on an open battlefield. They came through calculation, private counsel, and a decree covered with the appearance of legality. In the eyes of the world, Daniel seemed surrounded, the escape closed, and the lions waiting to devour him in the night. But what they did not understand was that even that deep pit remained under my rule. The lions' mouths could open by instinct, but they could not bite what I had decided to preserve. That night, I did not need to destroy the lion's den to prove my presence. I only needed to shut the mouths of what seemed to have the power to destroy him. And when morning came, people realized that a scheme may bring the righteous into a dark place, but it cannot take my protection away from them. Therefore, do not tremble when others seem to have the advantage. Do not panic when someone speaks wrongly about you, misunderstands you, distorts you, or quietly connects false stories to make you seem smaller in the eyes of others. I hear, I see, I weigh not only actions, but motives. I know the difference between sincere correction and an arrow coated in sweetness. I know the difference between humble silence and silence that is harboring schemes. You do not need to run around explaining yourself to everyone as though your life rests in their mouths. Your life rests in my hands. Your true honor is not built by the voices of people, and therefore it cannot be torn down by the voices of people. But you must also learn wisdom while being protected. I do not tell you to be naive before evil, nor do I teach you to live suspicious of everyone. I teach you to be watchful without bitterness, discerning without pride, quiet without fear. There are things I allow you to sense before you have clear evidence, not so you can condemn anyone, but so you will slow down and come to me. When your heart loses peace in a certain place, bring that feeling to me before you quickly dismiss it. When a door seems wide open, but there is a quiet warning within you, ask me. When an invitation looks attractive but draws you away from purity, stop. I do not only protect you through great miracles, I also protect you through small reminders, through holy hesitation, through a very gentle unease that you often want to ignore, my beloved child. Do not think the present shaking is a sign that you are about to be swallowed. Sometimes I am exposing what has been hidden for too long. Sometimes I allow the walls of your house to appear thinner so you can see who is truly standing outside, who is trying to enter, who is pretending to bring peace while holding disorder in their hands. I do not allow this to happen, so you will be terrified, but so your eyes will be opened. What is exposed under the light will no longer have the power to control you in the darkness. When I reveal a scheme, it is already the beginning of deliverance. When I show you a dishonest intention, it is because I am pulling you out of its influence. When I cause a mask to fall, do not mourn the loss of false beauty. Give thanks that the truth has been seen. Rest in this truth. No one can touch the part of you that I have guarded unless I allow it. They may grieve you for a season, but they cannot steal the destiny I have placed within you. They may make your road more difficult, but they cannot lock the path I have opened. They may darken the sky around you with their words, but they cannot extinguish the light I have lit within you. I am the one who guards you in places others cannot see. I am the one who stands between you and what seeks to harm you. I am the wall of fire around what I call mine. So stop living as though everything is slipping from my hands. Stop measuring your safety by how calm things appear outwardly. Stop believing that if you do not personally control every word, every person, every situation, you will be defeated. I know how to protect you without requiring you to understand all my ways. I know how to turn schemes that seem dangerous into steps that lead you into maturity. I know how to make what others intended to use to bring you down become the place where I lift you up at the proper time. You only need to stay close to me. Keep your heart pure, walk in integrity, and let me handle what belongs to me. No darkness is beyond my authority. No scheme takes me by surprise. No hand is stronger than the hand covering you. You are seen by me, kept by me, sanctified by me, and what I have placed upon you will not be stolen by any power in the darkness.